You're listening to a Mash Those Buttons podcast. Visit mashthosebuttons.com for a full podcast schedule.
Cargo secured. Extraction complete. Intelligence system analytic computer is activated. All ISAC systems are confirmed online. Data scanned. Downloading files.
What's up, guys? You're listening to episode 113 of SITREP Radio, giving you the news and other happenings in the world of The Division. This week, we got rumours of microtransactions in The Division 2, a new GE is starting this coming week, and survival in the future. But first, my name is Mike, and joining me are my co-hosts, Rob and Luke.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
Hope you guys had a good week.
Yeah, pretty good, thanks. You?
Pretty good. And welcome to any new listeners of the show and our people who are listening now. Anybody want to take this away?
It's Mike's birthday tomorrow. Birthday? Birthday. I can't talk.
When you say tomorrow, you mean today, though, right? Because people are listening to this in the future.
Oh, yeah, good point. If you're listening to this on Friday, the 22nd of June, jump on Twitter and give Mike a message on Twitter, please. Or on Discord.
If you're not listening to it on the 22nd of June,
call him an old cunt, please.
Just do it anyway because it'd be funnier. So if it's like August or October and you're listening to this episode,
first of all, where the fuck
that would be even better. Just randomly call him an old cunt. Yeah, that would be great. And also, can I give a huge congratulations to Herd Immunity, aka Abs from the Discord. She's got engaged this week and kind of forgot to tell us.
Bless her.
Yeah, so there we go.
Congrats, Abs.
Cool. Congratulations, Abs. And if you do want to find that Discord, we are over at Beer and Bullets with people such as the Locked On podcast crew and the Bombshell Jackets. So if you want to come find us, you can probably find a link in the description of the show, or you can come find us on Twitter or Facebook, and we'll have it there for you. Anyway, let's get down to some news. First up, there is no State of the Game this week, but they have said keep an eye on Twitter or on the social space for the next State of the Game. Hopefully there'll be one soon.
Yeah.
However,
isn't one of them not very well? He's got the green poison.
What, the old dollar flu?
Yeah.
Oh, that was Peta, wasn't it?
Peta, yeah, he's not very well still.
Oh man,
he's got the post E3 illness, hasn't he?
He's jet lagged.
Yeah. However, there will be a global event starting Monday, the 25th of June. Luke, over to you, dude.
Thank you. So this is global event Outbreak. Starts on Monday, the 25th, runs for a week. It will be always active for all PvE activities, and it's the sploosh one, as Rob rightly says, which is the best modifier, I do believe, Rob.
Sploosh.
Sploosh. Headshot kills increase headshot damage for short duration and spread the bleed from the modifier to nearby targets. If you go for severe outbreak, you get that behavior plus enemies are contagious and will drain your agent's health if you get too close to them. And the group modifier critical outbreak is headshot marked enemies can be killed instantly with a second headshot from any team member. Outbreak is all about contamination, as agents who played it the first time around will remember. So obviously keep your distance from the NPCs wherever possible. And yeah, just work as a team. As I say, that top modifier, if I get a headshot, Rob can then kill the NPC with one headshot. I would have said Mike, but he's a shit shot. So there you go.
Splash.
The fuck?
The special playlist that probably nobody will stick to for the global event is Hudson Refugee Camp, Amherst Apartment, Napalm Production Site, Subway Morgue, and Dragon's Nest.
You say that, but Amherst Apartment was never a legendary when this first was a thing, right? And that's a pretty quick legendary. That's a lot of G credits.
I forgot that's been made a legendary, actually.
So that's gonna. I think that may even be easier than doing Clear Sky.
Controversial.
Maybe.
We'll have to see. I'm sure Yannick will give us some global event stats when State of the Game comes back. I hope he does. Stats with Yannick is fun.
Looking forward to that.
It's always fun hearing you read all the stats out as well.
No, it's not.
And your awesome monotone British.
Hey, you leave Michael
Drunk and
Caine
slow.
alone. Drunk and slow.
And
Anyway, we've been... Oh,
I was just going to say the masks are back. So the trench mask, the CBRN mask, and the chemist mask for those who haven't got them. That's it.
Get
I'm
them.
now finished.
These were all tied to the leaderboards the first time this came out, so
Yeah, it's going to be different.
Might better get
from
them this time.
Yeah, it's going to be different from how it played out last time. I'm really looking forward to getting on the commendations for this, because obviously it's tied to shields, which drop with 1.8.2 as well. So I'm not too worried about gear. I'm definitely going to be chasing some commendations next week. And I think, was it Rob or Luke said just before the show started that, you know, there's going to be quite a bit of content that you can play that you will probably blast through because of the modifier, such as like resistance. You probably, what round do you reckon you're going to get up to, Rob?
Mm-hmm.
1,000.
We'll answer that next week.
2 dead.
Probably, yeah. Just the one thing I did forget to read out, the classified sets that are on offer this time around. We've got Deadeye, Lone Star, and Final Measure.
Is that confirmed?
Confirmed, yes.
Thank you. But yeah, obviously 1.8.2 dropped last week. What do you boys think of the... Have you had a chance to play the new legendaries?
No, we haven't yet. Busy chasing accommodation score for the next shields.
For the next shield. Rob, how many shields have you got so far?
4.
Nice. Luke?
4.
I don't even know how many I've got.
1 probably.
Because you suck.
Probably 1.
The other 3 are pretty grindy.
Yeah, to be honest, I haven't had a chance this week to get on and chase the other ones. But that's, you know, we've been back playing the Division this week, haven't we? It's been good fun.
Wait, you say we?
And a bit of a break. Do you mean we?
How long have you played?
Well, yeah, I played an hour last night because I just put this out now. I'm sorry. I'm trying to move house. I got other shit I got to do.
All right, mate.
All right, mate.
Your wife is how many months pregnant?
3 weeks from carving out.
Yeah, so...
It's not the best timing to be trying to move house, is it?
This isn't a Mike's Moving House podcast.
Okay, sorry.
We'll save that for later.
Nor was it his decision.
I'm just saying, like, I haven't had that much time to play it recently.
Well, I've enjoyed playing back on the Division this week because I haven't played it for about 3 weeks. I've been on that PUBG grind, but I've really enjoyed being back on the Division this week. There you go.
Yeah.
Good for you.
No, the shields are really good fun. I'm glad they've done it. I wish they'd just, now that we all well, subject to change, we all know what they all are. So like me and Luke have been grinding. Well,
careful how you say that.
Grinding our accommodation score for most of the week because we know that one of them is going to be 3K accommodation score, and because we switched to PC late, like we don't have very good. Well, mine's a bit higher than the other two guys.
Yeah, yours is a lot higher than mine at the moment. You're almost at the 3K that you need, aren't you?
Yeah, but the ones I've got left are like ball aches.
You got all the super grindy
I will
ones
say
left.
now. I will say now, like we won't be going over the leaked shields. This just in general, because it's not really our place to say it from my point of view.
Did a little bit.
Yeah, I know that's only a small spoiler though.
Like you say, it is subject to change. But they changed that one now. They'll be like, oh yeah, we're not doing that anymore. Just get to 3K. Like,
No, I generally think they might change the what. Well, no, we're not going through them, so I'll just shush.
I think it spoils it for people waiting to see what's kind of next. So
I like them though.
Unfortunately.
The ones that we've read, I like. Again, I know they're subject to change, but I'll be quiet now.
They make sense, don't they?
Yes.
And the order.
Oh, yeah.
makes sense as well.
good update. Anybody done any PvP over the last week?
No.
Only very briefly when we were in the dark zone getting some landmarks ticked off and some manhunts showed up literally across the road from where we were. They died pretty quick, to be
Any
fair.
nomads?
No, I haven't seen a single nomad player.
Rip. It's good to hear.
I've seen a lot of shotguns, though.
Yeah.
Right, moving on. So obviously last week we had a lot of the Division 2 news, and it's still coming out. Recently, there was an article over on Gaming Bolt talking about microtransactions. They spoke with someone from the Division team, and they basically said they're keeping the same strategy as the first game with regards to microtransactions.
Woohoo.
They're trying to keep it all related to vanity items, and they want the Division 2 to be a fair experience for everyone. Now, regarding loot boxes, they can't actually comment about it at the minute. How do you guys feel about that? I mean, I know we've talked about microtransactions in the past. You guys know how we kind of feel about it. We already knew they were going to be coming back for the sequel, but now it's kind of set in stone. How do you feel?
I also heard there's a season pass that's been leaked. That is just, it doesn't split the community there. It's just like vanity stuff.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure how that's going to play out, because I've seen Julian Garrity actually asked about this as well, and he's kind of like, you know, the actual main content for the game itself is going to be free for the first year, from what we know, and there's not going to be any divide content-wise for the players. So what that season pass or annual pass is going to bring to the table, we don't actually know, do we?
Yeah, that's why it's like it's mainly vanity. Like it's purely like extra vanity stuff, I guess.
Do you think they need to do something like that?
No, but I don't know. I'd probably still buy it.
True.
Because
Luke, how does this news make you feel?
Honestly, don't care about the microtransactions. It's the gaming model we're part of now, isn't it? As long as they're not pay to win, and that's exactly what we've said every time we've talked about microtransactions. I'm absolutely not for them and not against them. It is what it is. People can buy them if they want to, and there's no pressure for you to buy them if you don't want them to. I'm not somebody who's spent money on any of the microtransactions in the Division 1, but I do own 2 copies of the game with season passes, so I feel like I've supported the devs enough with that. I've got most of the vanity items that I want through the Cypher Key system, which is cool because I play the game a hell of a lot. If there's something cool in the Division 2, I might pay money for it. I might not. I don't know, really. I've never been one to chase vanity items. I will chase stuff like the commendations and the gear score and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, vanity items are not really my cup of tea. So it is what it is.
Have they they've said that it's a similar model, right? So have they also kind of confirmed that we're going to get more accommodations? Because that's obviously tied to the keys, right?
I think that depends what happens with Division 2. I expect most people are going to think that sort of thing is going to be there day one. And we already know that a lot of the stuff that we got over the last, 2 years, by the time the Division 2 comes out, it's going to be like 3 years at that point. And that's a lot of content. And the amount of time spent doing the commendations as well.
Well, I generally think
I'm unsure, but
I hope they put it in from the beginning.
Yeah, I think it would be nice to see, but I think everybody's in this mindset that a lot of the things that we have at the minute are going to be there pretty much day one for the Division 2. I don't think we're going to have everything, but I would say if you want something related to microtransactions, because obviously microtransactions weren't there day one, and we had accommodations, and that was kind of like a way of getting the vanity items for free, isn't it? And obviously you can earn them through cipher keys and the current progress in the game. So if they're continuing that for the future in the Division 2, then I'm happily all for it. How do you guys feel about the loot box comment? Because obviously that's a huge debate in our community with the fact that it's just RNG on your money for what you're getting out of them.
Again, I think it would be fairer if you knew what you were getting when you paid for it. But not all games follow that model anyway, do they? I think Overwatch does, from memory. I know PUBG doesn't. There's some RNG revolved around what items you get from a PUBG war chest or whatever they're called. So, I mean, as long as you read up before you put your credit card number in, I don't think you can complain too much about whether you're gambling or not.
Yeah, it's a touchy subject, really, isn't it? Because obviously you don't want to keep spending loads of money and not getting the item that you want. I think it would be better if they just had the system without the loot boxes, and then people aren't completely not wasting their money, but you're actually getting the items you want straight away rather than spending absolute loads.
Yeah, I'd be in favour of that if you made me choose one of the options. But again, I'm a bit ambivalent towards it all. So.
Yeah, obviously there's loot boxes in pretty much most games. One game we don't want it in is obviously Battlefront 2. Don't want microtransactions in that, because that didn't play out very well. But it looks like they're hopefully learning from what other games have made mistakes on at the minute. So hopefully microtransactions is like another thing hopefully they're going to learn from.
I can't see microtransactions disappearing anytime.
No, because it's a viable model.
No one's kicked up fuss about the model on the Division.
They did
to start with.
Yes, they did.
There's the big thing about them being legalized childhood and gambling, weren't they? Because that's the thing. When it comes to it being children that are using parents as cards to buy loot boxes that are RNG based, I can understand the furore around it.
What's the PEGI rating of the Division?
Exactly. Yeah.
Enough said.
I think it's like being a parent myself. It's a case of like you have to be not just wary, but understand what your child is playing and what they're spending their money on in game and things like that. If you don't agree with it,
a 12-year-old can't go into a shop and buy the Division. A parent or a guardian has to do it for them. So it's up to them to
be responsible,
yeah, and not let them gamble on stuff like that. I mean, being someone that's had that firsthand by accident, one of my children spent 800 quid on a credit card
on Overwatch.
Overwatch loot boxes, thinking his account was hacked.
Unlimited power.
But that's just because he's too young and too naive to understand what was going on. I mean, he's definitely learnt his lesson because he can't play on his PlayStation anymore. But yeah.
No, I completely understand. Anyway, something Rob might be interested in. When Ubisoft released The Division 1, it was optimized for NVIDIA chips on release. Apparently, they've just partnershiped with AMD for The Division 2. I hope to improve the speed and performance of the game for Radeon users with DirectX 12.
Why would I care about that? I don't have an AMD anything.
What? I thought you'd be more pissed about it than anything.
Yeah, that doesn't.
How much do you think? How much of a difference?
It's not going to make any difference because NVIDIA are always more proactive than AMD anyway when it comes to like drivers and stuff.
Yeah, the amount of NVIDIA updates I get is ridiculous. I just thought I'd throw that tidbit in because I know you like your tech news, don't you, Rob?
I do. Well, AMD of like releasing like 4 updates a year now or something stupid. I read that somewhere. It's like, it's not enough.
Aren't they still lagging a little bit in the GPU market?
Yes. Well, yeah, the Vega 64 is nowhere near. It's like basically a 1070 Ti.
Yeah, because I heard they had to pull like a whole load of resources to work on something for Sony.
Yeah. The PlayStation 5, you mean?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure the
So,
Xbox has AMD graphics cards as well.
Yeah, they do. So I think that's why we've got to a point with like consoles that they're not technically that different apart from the other stuff that they've got under the hood. But yeah. And I guess finally, if you have checked out the video by Skillup, his interview with Matthias and Julian Garrity, you would have seen a topic brought up about the Division 2 potentially having survival back in the sequel.
What?
I will say it was heavily hinted by Julian Garrity. By his answer was something along the lines of,
did he like cough and go, survival?
Well, no. He dabbed and then was like...
Really? That was exactly what he did?
Skillup's ear. Yeah, he whispered and then kissed Skillup on the head and ran away. No, he was basically like, we'd be stupid if we didn't. It's not all confirmed, but...
No, that's straight from the horse's mouth, dude. That's confirmed.
It's the closest you can get to the survival. Survival will be in the Division 2 without him actually saying those specific words, isn't it? I think
it's not going to be in the base. It's not going to be in the base game, though.
Yeah,
true. No, it won't be. It'll be one of the free updates. Luke, how do you feel about Survival making a comeback in the Division 2?
Delighted. It's a great game mode. I just hope they improve on it slightly, with at least the bare minimum of randomized drops, so that not everything's in the same place all the time. I think that was a mistake from the original. I think they missed a trick there. Other than that, delighted. Yeah, I love Survival. I don't get to play it as much as I would like to. So potentially work on a way of making it slightly quicker this time around than the original. I know people will disagree with that because they can do it in half an hour or whatever, but for a decent session in Survival, you want over an hour, don't you? So, excuse me.
Just gonna go over to you, Rob. How do you feel about contaminated areas in the Survival mode for Division 2? Are you looking forward to hanging out in them again?
Yeah. That one time where I died in the contamination area.
One time? Was it one time, Luke?
I seem to remember multiple, to be honest. But
no, it just happened once. It was one.
Yeah, I think it'd be quite cool if it comes back. It's gonna be obviously it's gonna be completely different if we're in a whole new area of Washington DC. You know, wide open areas as well. New NPCs. I mean, that's the thing. Would you want to see NPCs back in Survival, or
do you reckon they'll do the same thing, like your helicopter crash and it's the same map but like repurposed?
It would be quite funny if they do and another helicopter crash. I hope they kind of like make it really cheesy so they know it's like here's another helicopter. Yeah, basically just ripping themselves a little bit. That would be quite funny.
No, I agree. That would be good.
With regards to Survival, though, like obviously we have the infection.
They won't be cold this time, though, will they?
No. What would be the thing holding you back in a Survival 2, I guess?
Badges.
I'm just going to say badges. I'm going to say now, I don't think it's called Survival.
Are there badges in DC? I don't know. Sorry, that was the first thing that came to my head.
Do they have badges in DC?
Probably not.
Do they have badges in Congress? Probably.
Oh, I've got it. It'd be politicians.
Or politicians holding you back.
Yeah. Politics. You can't go in this building because of politics. Well, you're too right. You're too left wing. You just have what's his face?
Trump.
The president. Yeah, Trump.
Do you know what? I watched a video the other day, and it was 2 minutes long of him just going billions and billions and billions and billions, and somebody had actually cut like a 2-minute video of him just saying billions and billions.
Yeah, and you wasted 2 minutes of your life watching that, did you?
Yeah, fun story, Mike.
I probably like just watched 30 seconds of it.
You'll never get those. You'll never get those 30 seconds back. Gone.
It's all right. His missus is already pregnant. She don't need 30 seconds.
That's fine.
Hello.
Anyway, we better go and wrap this up before Rob has to go.
We've got to do some questions.
Rob has to go.
Oh,
He's got an hour
shit.
left yet, dude.
Yeah. He's got an hour. He turns into a pumpkin.
Fall asleep in a minute.
Anyway, questions this week. First one comes from Crusader X39 over on our Discord, Beer and Bullets. And it says, are you aware of any decision-making RPG elements? I heard rumors of a choice at endgame to go rogue or remain SHD. Could this be a good decision or an evil decision-making tree? That is an awesome idea. Robert, where do you think that idea comes from?
Games. Other games. That are good.
I was going to say IFM, but don't worry about that.
Oh, right, yeah, no. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we've been trying to start that rumor for a while, right? What do you reckon? Would you want to see that?
No. Yes. Maybe.
It wasn't a multiple choice question, dude. This isn't a BioWare game, dude.
Rob's decision-making tree is going to be all over the map.
See how I did that? I turned the question into a decision. Yes.
But you're not playing Mass Effect.
I know, but we could be.
Well, not
It's free on
the
PSN
fucking
this
last one,
month.
we're not.
It's free on PSN. They're giving that shit away now.
Oh, the thing is it actually this month's free game?
Yeah, it is, yeah. And XCOM too.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. Wow. Do you know what sucks, right? Is me and Rob were like, Mass Effect, one of the best trilogies ever. You need to get
I was so
Andromeda.
hyped for
It's
that
gonna
game.
be fucking good. And then
It was balls. Played about an hour of it.
Luke,
Hello.
do you want to see any decision-making RPG elements?
Yes. I think that would be a great addition to the game.
I guess the question for you is, on completion of the Division 2, are you going to be rogue or are you going to be SHD?
Do I really need to answer that?
I just saw his eyes go red.
I just saw a red emblem above his head.
I can't. Neither of you got faith in me for it to be a yellow emblem. I didn't make it to Manhunt then, no?
No.
Okay.
I don't think this is. I think this is a rumor. I don't think this is real.
No, they did. I mean, they did say that there's going to be a choice or a decision at the end of the game that, or like a story point that is kind of going to be. Was it gut wrenching? I think they said something like that.
I heard that once you've completed all the main story missions, then you have to make a decision, and it will make the story missions different.
Yeah.
Whether this is tied to that, then
I fucking hope so. If it turns out that you get to choose whether you're rogue,
I heard
or
that, and
SHD at
I
the
heard
end.
that, and I just instantly thought, well, it's just game plus whatever that mode is on Dark Souls, where it gets harder.
I feel like there's a dick joke in this one. Anyway. Yeah, be cool.
Oh yeah, because I said get harder. Yeah, I was just trying to understand what you meant.
No, it's the sequel to the Will Ferrell and Kevin Hart film. Anyway,
Next
question comes from Bondito. Yo, what's up, man? What types of specializations would you like to see in the future? How do you think raids will work mechanic-wise? And are you a fan of the sequel being more cover-focused? Rob, let's go with the last one.
We'll just ignore the first two questions and just skip to the last one.
No, yeah, that's the most important out of all of those, I would have said.
Well, no, you're asking me because that's the thing I hate.
What you hate? Well, yeah, there is that as well. Rob, do you like using cover?
No. I
I'd
do,
like the Division
but not
2
like...
is a...
I don't want to be tied to it. I don't want to have to use it if I don't want to.
You mean you don't want to go back to Falcon Lost 1.1, 1.2 days?
We just sat in cover and spamming buttons when you need to.
Those sweet shotgunners. That was some good fun. Apart from, I'm pretty sure I fell asleep a couple of times on that mission because I just got so bored.
Doesn't matter about being in cover for you to fall asleep during an incursion, dude. You fell asleep during fucking stolen signal.
Yeah, there's video.
We still did it. We still did it.
What specializations would you like to see in the future?
Medic.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's a given though.
Yeah.
We've already got Exploding McSploder Man. We've already got Sharpie McSharper Shooter. And we've got Survivalist Shiz the Man. They've got to have like funky names, so
Flamethrower Man.
Flamethrower is a good shout.
But I do find they'd be missing a trick.
Cleanerization.
Cleanerization. The cleanering.
I don't
Purge. Can we have the Purge as a specialization? That'd be quite cool. Luke, what specialization would you like to see?
You stole mine already. You said Flamethrower. I literally had that from the men that I read Born Diesel's question in Discord earlier.
I'm going to say a fucking minigun.
Oh, nice.
Terminator 2 style as a specialization weapon. Because
Rambo.
There's not many minigun moments in games.
Minigun moments?
Yeah.
Yes, mate.
Yes, mate. How do you think raids will work mechanic-wise? I think they're probably going to go more stolen signal than the other stuff that we've seen. I mean, it's 8-man raids, dude. What are we going to do, Rob? The raid master.
I think they're going to make us chuck balls about. No, I'm joking. I'm hoping there's going to be like I think I said it like a couple weeks ago. It might have been last week. They're going to take the idea of the heavy that we see in the trailer and expand on that. Maybe like quite a lot as one of the mechanics. Like maybe a tank that you have to shoot plates off of to do damage to.
I think whatever it is, it's going to be like the Division's take on raids.
It's going to be based in realism, though. So this is why it's really...
Yeah, it's not going to be like
really
stand on
my
this
brain
platform.
to think of how they're going to do it.
I don't know. This... I'm trying to think, like, the only things I keep throwing back to is like Crota and stuff like that, and Oryx and...
Yeah, there's no swords involved in this game. Well,
No.
Swordalization. That's the next specialization that's coming.
Swordalization.
It's just a samurai guy.
Stabby McStabface.
Stabby McStabface. That's the best name ever. I would definitely be that all the time.
You have to name your next kid that, Rob.
Stabby McStabface Hemsley. That was amazing.
I don't know. I think you can throw as many comparisons at it as you want, and I think the great thing that the Division have done, or the devs behind the Division, is like they've always kind of gone left field. Do you know what I mean? What you expect is not what you get, and like in a good way as well.
Wait a minute.
So I think
the thing was,
whatever it is, it'll be
we
good.
used to guess what was coming up, like in our IFMs. You say left field, but like we've guessed quite a lot of stuff.
Yeah, but it's always like it's got a spin on it. Do you know what I mean? So it'll be raids, but it's like the Division's spin on it. So
you're right. You're right on that, because that
compare it.
skill up video that you mentioned earlier, that Julian said, and there again, it's going to be raids, but not quite as you know them. It's definitely going to be the Division's take on hardcore content.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I mean, it might even be like we don't even know what's happening with like incendiary ammo, so you might have to kill like certain enemies, you know, NPCs with certain ammo types, use certain skills and things like that to take down, you know, like a huge boss. It could be anything. I think there's definitely going to be switches, and there will more than likely be platforms, as much as people don't want it.
Fuse boxes too.
I just don't want electrified.
Do you reckon there'll be a jumping puzzle?
If there is, Luke's going to fail that. I'm going to tell you that now.
Story.
Pretty sure you can't jump in the Division.
Yeah,
Not that you know of.
I think that's it.
But
Luke,
we know about.
I don't think we asked you. Are you a fan of the sequel being more cover focused?
100%.
Justification?
That's what the game was always supposed to be. That's the justification. Watching the original trailers and stuff, you were always supposed to be more cover based than we ever were in the original. So if they quote unquote fix that for the sequel, I'm all for it. As long as it doesn't get too slow. But from what we saw from the playable demo information from E3 and stuff, it doesn't look too slow. So yeah, I'm all for it, 100%.
I'm all for it as long as it doesn't turn into turn-based combat, and then we'll be good.
We played a lot of Legendaries last night, and that was very much stay in cover.
Yeah, it was.
So if it's more
It's just
like
more of that.
then yeah.
We've played a lot of Siege recently, haven't we? Well, not recently, but recently, and that's heavily cover based as well, isn't it? And we love the fuck out of that game.
Yeah,
so,
but you use cover in a different way in that game because
yeah, but
it's not third person, so you're kind of using you have to be aware of your surroundings.
If the Division 2 goes somewhere
way.
between how the Division 1 used cover and how Siege uses cover and finds a happy medium of that, then why not?
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah, definitely.
It definitely looks like it's pushing that way anyway because of like the weapon mods. You know, it looks like PvP is going that way because of that. Obviously, clearing up inventory, and it's just a better way of doing it.
That minigun shot through the plane, right?
Yeah.
So we know we can shoot through walls. So we can wallbang people.
Also means my specialization is already in the game.
What?
The minigun.
Oh. That was like a mounted gun, though.
Yeah. So the mission is like when you get to level 30, you just got to rip it off and stop mowing people down.
Just rip it off.
Yeah. I'm down for that shit. Cover being more focused, yeah. I'm just really interested to see how this plays out in PvP. I really want to see how this plays out. I want it to stick for like the length of the game because it's, you know, that would just change PvP in general, wouldn't it? Long range combat, I want that to be a thing, and I want cover to be more used than it currently is. That's it. It would stop a lot of the face tanking. I think stuff like Striker and random builds, obviously we're getting different talents and stuff like that in the future game, but I think those sort of days would be over, and I think you're definitely going to see people who might be good at the Division now, PvP, might not be so much in the sequel.
I reckon they're going to increase the skill there. Because a lot of streamers I've watched recently, they're all worried about how they're casualizing the game from what we've seen. Which means the skill.
I don't think it's casualizing it though. I think there's so much jargon on the screen, and they're just not simplifying it, but just making it a lot like user interface and easier to like more accessible. Because it's like if you have to go and read a shitload of manuals and guides on how to set up a build, then you know it's not the greatest method.
No, but that's. I disagree.
Yeah, I know. It's one of the things that we.
I disagree. That's part of the fun of the Division. Is
I still think you're going to have those moments.
Working out a build that works with your playstyle.
I still think you'll have that, and things that like, if it doesn't work, they can change it. That's one thing that I think we will see in the Division 2 is They spent time working on the Snowdrop engine, and I think I'm hoping it's going to be a lot easier to implement stuff and make changes a lot quicker than it currently happens in like the last 2 years of the Division. It takes too long sometimes. But,
Yeah. No, agreed.
I guess that's it. Oh, final question from Jason Statham, marine biologist, as you all know. Will The Meg be the best film of the year, Robert?
Possibly.
Luke?
The forecast looks good.
The forecast looks good. Well,
They were two Magic 8 Ball answers, weren't they? If ever I've heard them.
yes, they were. Well, hopefully we'll bite into that later in the year.
Wow. You were wanting puns from us, weren't you, when you asked us that question?
I was. If you don't know what we're on about, we keep joking about a film called The Meg with Jason Statham as a marine biologist. And it looks absolutely terrible, but
It's got Dwight from the Office in it as well. He's got a beard, which means he's a creative man.
it looks so bad it looks good, and I can't wait to see how terrible it is. But for good reasons. It's got fucking Jason Statham versus a massive 75-foot shark. I'm down. And that's it. Rob, you had we all met up 2 weeks. Is it 2 weeks ago or a week ago now?
2 weeks.
2 weeks ago. Did you have a good stag do, man?
I did. I enjoyed the whole weekend. We went and did an escape room. We then got really drunk. So drunk that I went to bed fairly early.
Luke, do we have an ETA on that at all?
I think it's down to the stag to admit to what time he actually went to bed, isn't it? I'm not going to spread nasty, malicious rumours about that sort of thing.
Yeah, it's good.
10 o'clock.
To be fair, we went out on the Friday night and I got rat-faced that night. And I was hanging when we did the escape room. And I hadn't eaten. We went for breakfast at a skanky friggin' Wetherspoons. And I couldn't eat any of it. I had like a bite of a sausage and that was it.
Yeah, it was a bit dire, that breakfast.
Yeah, and then... Yeah, so I ate like a sausage all day and then we went out drinking again. Probably a bad idea on my part.
Yeah, you had a pint in your hand by 1:30 again, didn't you?
Yeah.
So yeah.
No, we were in the pub by like 12:30. I swear.
The escape room finished at 1, didn't it?
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah, true. I'll shut up.
I just want to say, like, well done, because what was it? It was 6 of us. We went and did an escape room. We went out the previous night. I think, what was it? It took us 4 hours to get to Cardiff, and we're only like 2 hours away. We got stuck in traffic. Luke's coming down from up north, and it took him 3.5 hours to get down there. He got there so quick. He managed to sort out the accommodation because we had a bit of a problem with the key, and he was basically in there before we were, and he was freaking miles away. And then we had somebody coming from south down in Weymouth to Cardiff, and he took
6 hours.
6 hours.
Yeah.
6 hours to turn up.
We were well on the way to being drunk by the time they arrived, weren't they?
Yeah, I was going to say, by the time they arrived, I had to pre-warn them of how drunk Rob was, because Rob was in a state of... It was like
I'd gone
watching
full
Sylvester
Rocky. I'd
Stallone.
gone full Rocky by then, hadn't I?
Yeah.
Full Rocky 1.
Yeah.
Adrian, fetch me another beer.
Good times, though. Good times.
Yeah, it was a really good weekend. I'm looking forward to the next time we all get together again, because... Yeah, it's been a long time. You know, we've been doing this podcast for a while, but it's been, year and 8 months. And that was the first we'd actually got together and finally had a beer in person. And it was fucking good.
Yeah, it was.
Even if Rob did go to bed early on the second night, we all had a good night afterwards.
I think I'm going to leave on 2 words. Coyote ugly.
Anyway, Robert, where can the listeners find us?
You can find us at SITREP Radio on Twitter, Facebook, and Discord. Any questions or feedback, send us to the email address, which is sitrepRadiopod@gmail.com, or via the socials. Also, we post full episodes of our content on youtube.com/sitrep-radio. Please watch the videos I make every week. I put effort in. Please watch them.
Have you had a stroke?
No one watches them. Please watch them. Please leave a comment and subscribe, and join the discussion over there, Luke.
As always, you can find this podcast over at iTunes, Apple Podcasts for iOS, Podbean, Google Play Music, or SoundCloud. You can find links to all those platforms or more over at mashthosebuttons.com. Whilst you're there, please rate, review, and subscribe, because that'd be awesome. Thank you.
I know, Mike. I haven't had a stroke.
Not yet.
Not yet. Come on, Mike. Finish the show, dude.
Stop being unprofessional,
You
Mike.
boys sound like you could do with a pint of Magnus about now. Nice cold Magnus. Anyway, if you do head over to mashthosebuttons.com, please make sure to check out some of the other awesome podcasts that are a part of the Mash Those Buttons family. We do live stream as much as possible, should I say. You can find us over at twitch.tv/SITREP Radio and SITREP Radio Rob, and we would play The Division and all sorts of other stuff, including Rainbow Six. Thank you very much to the Division Elites on Facebook. If you're an Xbox player, make sure to check out the Division HQ on Twitter and Discord. Thanks to them for allowing us to post our content over there. If you've got this far, thank you very much for listening, and know that we love you, and we'll catch you.
Bye-bye.
Luke, you never fucking say it.
You're listening to a Mash Those Buttons podcast. Visit mashthosebuttons.com for a full podcast schedule.
Cargo secured. Extraction